Ahoy, hoy!
Ahoy,
Look at
hoy,
that.
everyone.
Ahoy, hoy, everyone!
Ahoy, hoy.
There we are. Surprise.
We weren't there for a second. Just bricks.
Old habits.
Yep.
Old habits.
But our volume's up, so that's good.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome. Happy Sunday. We are here. We are super casual today,
What's that?
everyone.
We are super casual. We
We're
have
super casual.
a bunch of bricks spilled out on the table in front of us. But Flynn's been building the bookshop this morning.
Yeah.
And I've been researching my character for D&D, so it's just been pretty... It's a Sunday morning, right? Even before brunch.
Yep. Hey, Mr. Elmo Man, say hi to your mom. Hi, Mr. Elmo Man's mom. How's it going? Hope that everybody's. So I had a Zoom call with my family this morning.
Oh yeah, two of them, right?
Well, it was one.
Well, because it ended
extended.
and started.
So
over.
there, and that's what I did during the call. I was like putting together
the bookshop,
which, by the way, is an amazingly awesome build. I've continued. Check it out. Like there's.
The floor treatment is cool.
The floor treatment we did on the show the other day. But whoa, and the book.
We got bookcases flying.
But check out that awesome staircase, and also I really love this bookshelf build.
Oh, the staircase is really. Are those custom pieces or are those stock pieces?
It's those little. Here, I'll show you. Actually, it's very clever. It's one of these. I'll show you from the back. It's like rounded.
Yeah, with the axle hole in the middle.
With the axle hole in the middle. And it's got, so you do a dot or a round on one end, and then you do a tile with the rounded tile on this end.
That's the specialized
Then
piece.
you do another dot on the bottom on the other side like that, and then you stack. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, and then the dots underneath keep it all in place.
Yeah, and then you stack it here, and the dots underneath keep it all in place, and then you can just sort of turn them all to each other.
That's so smart. That's a great design.
Yeah.
And look at that floor, 3-color tiled floor.
Gold,
too.
yellow, and then there's another bookshelf over here. Oops, there. And then, of course, the book cart, which we built on the show the other day, and it fell off, because it's only on by one stud. Which is fine.
Well, the start of a fun piece.
Yeah, so I definitely see where I know a couple of people have said, that the books were too much the same color. I like it. I can definitely mix it up. This would be very easy. This may be the first, like, official model that I don't actually...
What, that you change a few bricks? You try, even when things are randomized, we try and get all the, like, little round pebble tiles in the same place.
Yeah. Here, why don't you scooch in?
Here
you go. Ta-da!
Oh, and look, you can see, although it's kind of moiring a little bit, you can see our Fabulan.
Yeah, our Fab Max build back there.
Oh, you know what it's trying to do is key. Is green screen on or something? It looks like it's trying to key it out.
Let's take a look. I'll see.
Behind the scenes here.
Yeah, it's Zoom is always, it's always interesting. No, it's not trying to key anything.
Okay, well maybe we should say hi to everyone who
let's see who's
took
here.
the time to join us for brunch in Lego. On Facebook and on, where are we? YouTube.
Yep, okay, Aqua Mike TV is here. Brickaroo Bonsai, Cornado, Debo Bricks, Fabufan MKE, Prolific,
Builder there.
Hooded One, Jeff McElwee, John Luttrell, Johnny Cat. Hey, Johnny. Lisa Head. Hi, Lisa. Minifig Nick, Monica Berry, Mr. Elmo Man, Orange Bricks
is here, Remy Baker,
Smoke Up Johnny, The Hornburgers, Thomas Wheaton, WGJL Builds, and Zarakino Kim. So, golly, like Moto. We don't have Holly or Moto or a minifig chick here right now, so it's going to be us
on one level,
for a little bit. They'll be here.
It's early,
but I'll be right back.
10 o'clock can be early on a Sunday.
It is. It can be early on a Sunday, as we well know.
So what do we have here? Well, maybe I should move some of these bricks because I'll play with them the entire time. Do you have bowls, Flynn?
I do, but they are currently in use.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab some more bowls. So, we do this where we start building a model, right? We start building a model, and the pieces that are left over end up mixing into all the things that are left over from our mocks. And once that happens...
Yeah, then you're done. And then you're done. Well, everybody's running late today, so you get us for a little bit.
What? Just us? Why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah. Golly, I think that we have some... Do we have pins today?
We do have pins. You know, I'd also like to say we're part of the reason we're so casual this weekend. Like yesterday, we just played video games and, you know, hung out, talked about building a puzzle, but we were too casual to build a puzzle. I think, right?
We were so casual that we didn't even build a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it was. And all day I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to work on that bookstore set. I'm going to try that out.
Yep.
No,
but the reason is that we went right from that IKEA build straight into Fab Max, and Fab Max was a push.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was a push. All right, so let's start off with pins. What pins have we got today? Let's see if the pins will be... Oh, you know what?
This sort of emergency knolling happening over here. Well, bowling is more
There
like
we
it.
go. I was wondering why it looked so weird.
Why? What was going on?
Focus was off, and it was probably focusing on something.
Hey, look, we're more focused now.
So, I am wearing this awesome...
There she is.
Walt Disney World pin with the Compass Rose and Tinkerbell in the center.
And I'm featuring Oswald, who, if you can see, I don't know if you can see his mouth there. It's a little bright. There you go.
There you go. Very good.
He's thinking hard. He's figuring something out.
So, look, we get some new people showing up. Orange Bricks. Matthew Builds Bricks is here. Darren Siegfried. Hey, welcome. How's it going? The Hornburgers are here. If we didn't say hello to the Jammy Bricker is here.
All the Hornburgers.
Hooded One. I figured it's Sunday. Everybody's kind of slowly streaming in.
Yeah, what about on the multi-stream too, that colorful view?
I never know if we have, and the only thing I don't like about the multi-stream view is that the chat doesn't like to
it doesn't
update.
Populate? Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
So, anyway. So
are any of you building out there? Like, let us know in the chat. Is there something? Are you building a mock?
Let's leave some of these out here.
Oh, really? Are you gonna play with this during the?
Yeah.
Well, here, put them in the bowl.
This is a building chat. We're gonna be building and chatting at the same time.
Well, we got the first part down.
Hey, Stubot from sunny Scotland. How's it going? Very good.
Oh, Mr. Elmo Man says, I am. What are you building, Mr. Elmo Man?
Let's see. Oh, it looks like we have some guests.
Oh, Hooded One is cleaning the desk. Oh, here.
Moto is here. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to
We're going
to have to plug in the headphones here. And I'm going to...
The ever-industrious Moto. My gosh, he always has a project going.
You got that? You got that plugged in there?
Yes, it is now plugged into the computer.
Oh, no, Moto went away again. All right,
so
let's
Moto.
see if we can get Holly in here.
Minute.
Let's see if we can get Holly in here.
Look at that.
There we go. Hello.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, good morning.
How's it going?
Good. Sorry I'm late. I desperately needed coffee. That was priority.
Oh, no, it is,
as
we were saying, it's casual around here. This is brunch, right? This is
cool. You want to see my pens? I have some cool pens.
Yeah,
yes, please. Let me give me a second because I'm kind of trying to fix something up right now here with our screen.
We're gonna bring you more up onto the screen. You're partially
you're
there.
kind of partially down there. So let me get you fixed up here 1 second.
Okay. Hi, Tricky Lookers.
So how are you doing today?
Well, that's a bummer. It looks like my video camera's not working. I'll have to come back.
Oh, hi,
okay,
Moto.
Well, we will be here, and of course, we're glad you're here. We will see you upon your, I'm sure, quick return. Oh, hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly. You're in the spotlight.
Oh no! No!
Oh no.
Well, yeah, but it is timeless in your studio, right? It's always the same lighting and a very neat background. Although I gotta say, I see a few plates on the table behind you.
So why don't you show us what you got going on? You are the only one on screen right now because there's a bit of a glitch here with our Zoom setup. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about what you're gonna talk about.
We'll just do the pins. So
yeah.
These are Disney pins. They're not from the parks, though. These are compliments of the Walt Disney Studio Operations limited edition of 100 pieces from February 1998.
Ooh,
So
very
it's
cool.
on a little plaque. This was, I believe this was given to Disney employees. But how cool are these?
Whoa, those are amazing.
Those are beautiful. Are those like the WED offices or?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
So there's like the original like animation studio there somewhere. Is it down at the bottom? I can't remember which one it is.
That's super cool.
The commissary stages. Yeah, the animation building there.
Very good. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, we need to get a third person back on here. Otherwise, we're gonna be looking at you for a little bit. Is that all right?
I can leave and come back.
No, don't. Please don't. Don't leave.
What I'm probably going to build today, I think I'm going to build this guy today because I've been wanting an excuse to bust one of these open for the parts.
Oh, fun. Yes, that one's got lots of good gold. That one's got lots of good gold in it, right?
Yeah, the little like feather boa and stuff. So I want to go ahead and just, I'll build it once before I scavenge the parts.
Did I hear you say feather boa?
Yeah, around
Unikitty has one, right?
Oh, that's right. Unikitty has a feather boa. Oh my goodness, I'm all over it.
The Benny there. Oh my goodness, this is like I think I bought like 5 of these sets just for the parts and figures.
That's so good.
What is that in the middle there? I was trying to make a figure out of it, but it looks like a splat of musical instruments. What's in the middle of the model?
He's got like a keyboard in his middle.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I see. Okay, now I see his hat and his beard. I get it.
I'll put it together real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna now you can pretend like you're doing your class.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, guys, sort your parts, please, for the love of God, sort your part.
Wow, what is that modular that's behind you with the orange window treatments? It's got, it's over your right shoulder.
Right here?
Yeah. It's big and wide and has like tan arches and orange window treatments and a tall pointy tower to the left of the bridge building.
The town hall?
Oh, I didn't recognize it. It's really, that's cool. I haven't seen it together. Surprising.
Yeah, I actually, let's see, I think my first modular was so I missed out on the cafe corner and the green grocery, so I had to go back and get those like secondhand, which was pretty painful. So I guess the first one, what was the first one after that then? Was it the pet shop?
I'm bad.
Yeah, that was right prior.
No, Fire Brigade. I think it was the Fire Brigade.
Okay, yeah, that was right prior to our like starting the hobby.
Right.
Yeah, so there was the Fire Brigade, and then I think was the town hall maybe, and then it was like I think the mall, the Emporium, shopping Emporium.
Oh yeah.
So
they're pretty old. Like town hall's pretty old. Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
I am almost at the point where I can get us on screen with you, Holly.
Oh, he just made a brand new whole screen.
I just had to make a whole new layout, but that's all right. We will make this happen.
Oh, that's a thick book for a relatively simple build.
Oh, yeah.
Not that many pieces. Oh, I love these pieces so much.
So we're going to talk about it we're going to feature it on a show coming up, but Flynn was having fun with the new 3D instructions app.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that another time, though. Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Let's see. So almost there, Holly. Sorry to make you actually, no, I'm not sorry. You're the star of the show.
All right. Well,
there you go. Now we're together. Hi.
Hi. I've missed you guys.
Missed you too. So, we all three on screen right now have a little something in common.
Uh-oh. Yes, that's true.
And that is that we were supposed to be in Denmark this weekend.
Yeah, we're supposed to be in Denmark like right now. In fact, what is today? Sunday. What would we be doing today? We'd be tearing down our mocks and drinking in the cabins, and
this would have been the tail end of Scareback weekend, but
yep. Tomorrow we would have been going to the employee store.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, it's just a year. In a year, we'll be able to do that.
Well, the way I've heard it described is that even if we were able to be there right now, it would be a very different experience. And if we wait, then we get the whole exciting experience.
Right. Yeah, I do have friends that are there. I think from what I could tell, it seems like only the Germans were able to cross over into Denmark.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do have some friends. And so far, all I know of are some of my German friends that are there right now, and they're still like posting pictures of, you know, their cabin experience, which I still get the FOMO going, you know, but yeah. but it does seem like it would be kind of sad to be there without everybody else, though.
Right.
I would definitely rather postpone till next year when I can see everyone.
I saw pictures on.
There we go. Hi, Moto.
Hi, Moto. I saw pictures on Facebook of a huge empty hangar of a building that I figure is what Scareback is normally housed in.
It's a rec center. So the way that it works is so for anyone that doesn't know about Scareback, Scareback is about an hour and a half south of Billund. So Billund's in kind of the middle of nowhere, Denmark. So you go even further into the middle of nowhere, Denmark. It's kind of like, from what I gather, it's like where the Danes go to vacation. So there's like a rec center with like a bunch of cabins around it that families would normally go to, you know, for vacation. And it's pretty close to the German border. And so there's like, I don't know, 80 something cabins around the rec center. So that's why it makes such a good convention for people to travel to, because then you can share a cabin with your friends and they can pack a ton of people in there. And then they use that rec center. Obviously it's like 2 halls basically. So that room that you saw was just one of 2. So they have those 2 big rooms that they can pack with mocks. And people come from all over the world and they bring their food and their drinks and, you know, bricks and whatever from wherever they are, and everybody mingles and has a great time, and it's very lovely.
That sounds like an amazing convention.
That sounds good.
Bring all the stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm hearing Holly coming out of somebody's speakers. I don't know if somebody's watching the show and maybe has.
Okay, is that better?
Yes. Yeah, I was just hearing.
Sorry about that. That was me.
No trouble at all. We were playing D&D online, and people kept saying they were hearing feedback, and I was thinking, I'm not hearing any feedback. I don't know. Why am I not hearing feedback?
It's what happened on the what happened. Same thing that happened on the show the other day, which I discovered. I thought it was our microphone had gone out, but no. It turns out that we were trying to be on our end. We can't hear the theme song or like the Logan Cookie Time music or any of that stuff. So I have no idea really how long it's like unless I watch the little things going back and forth. So yeah, so basically turned out it was the speaker. We tried to listen to it and the speaker was making feedback.
Yeah,
I was watching the show on my cell phone. I forgot to mute it when I joined, and my microphone wasn't working earlier. My headphones then went out, and then the video didn't work. So
my goodness.
I'm glad all the bits are in the correct place.
Well, we made the #1 rookie mistake of sound design, and that is never point a speaker at your microphone.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just because it was the coming out of our monitor, which is actually right in line with where the thing is.
Guilty as charged.
But nice to see you all. Your shirt is reserved today. It's more reserved.
It does have a pattern to it.
It's lovely. It's a very nice pattern.
Oh, very nice.
I saw it the other day, and it's another one of those wild art pattern shirts, and I couldn't resist but buy it.
Yep.
Although it's starting to warm up, so I'm probably gonna have to take off, turn the camera off and peel off a layer. It's starting to get toasty down here.
Oh yeah, it's been getting I don't know, it's been going off and on, hot and cold.
Yeah, it's that time of year, right?
It was 90s yesterday, and now it's down to 64. So Colorado, go figure.
Well, I saw pictures of snow, right? You had snow.
That one day we set a record for the entire U.S. We went from 100, I think it was 101 down to 32, 30. So we went from like 100 degrees to snowing within one day.
Yeah, that's
it was stupid.
yeah, that's not okay.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
But it all melted within one day. It was okay. We needed the water. It helped with the fires. And the fires are back. Now it's smoky again back outside. Who knows?
Yeah,
you're probably still getting some of our residual as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We try to take a walk every day, and yeah, we're gonna take one today, but it's gonna be 96. So you combine a mask with 96 degrees. We might have a short walk. It might be a short walk today.
Well, as lovely as it is, I'm sure, for all of our viewers to hear us talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
the weather.
sorry about the weather. How exciting! We can talk
Sure.
about Lego too. I'm
We
sitting
I am
here.
wearing my fall Coraline shirt though.
Oh,
Very
it's so
nice.
cute. Very nice.
Yeah, it's almost Bricktober, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
What's Bricktober?
Well, it's not. I mean, I think it must be an official thing in multiple places because the name is so cool. But for us, it means that Halloween is going to come early.
And then we get to put out all of our Halloween stuff out. It's not that it's not always out.
It's always a little spooky here.
Yeah, I love that my husband went like shopping yesterday for something really specific, you know, and then he like sent me a message or something. He basically came back home and was like, "Oh yeah, they had a lot of really cool Halloween stuff." I was like, "Oh, what'd you buy?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't buy anything." I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
And then why would you? What? Why
Right.
would you not buy everything? All of the Halloween things.
All the Halloween stuff, yeah.
Why we don't send him shopping?
But I have to say.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just say I have to say there's like a fine line though between like cool Halloween stuff and some sort of like more not so cool Halloween
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, I usually find that I can find one, maybe two if I'm lucky, but one cool new spooky thing every year. You know, there's a lot of stuff to wade through, but, you know, like we got this dog skeleton spooky thing with fangs and glowing eyes one year. That was very funny.
Didn't your dad?
Yeah, my dad gave that to us.
Which is hilarious. But yeah, we were talking the other day about how we are going to make all of the build challenges for the month of October are all going to be Halloween themed in some way.
Different spooky challenges.
I say that like we've planned it out.
Well, we had
but we have in as much as that we know we want to do that.
We had a 15-second production meeting about that.
Yeah,
we decided that was going to happen.
Yeah, right now you just heard it. No, I'm just kidding. We talked about it the other day on the show.
I was gonna build this guy today.
Yes. Well, Halloween hayride. Well, you know what? Save it for October.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like it seems a little because I've got both of these already, plus the Frankenstein's monster. But
oh, nice!
I have that one coming. That one is on its way. Yeah. I actually did a little trading with minifig chick, with some stuff, and I'm ending up. My end of the trade is a flying Hedwig and a Frankenstein. So I am 100% here for that. But
I missed out on the Hedwig. I can't believe it.
The what?
Or not the Hedwig. I missed out on the
Oh, the Buckbeak and Hagrid?
Yes, the Buckbeak, yes.
You know what? I showed up 1 hour too late to get it at the store.
Yeah.
Oh, Zarakino says that it's time for Jack and Sally to come out again.
Hey, Apples, how's it going?
Yeah.
It is. And I wanted to let everybody know, I did get all of the images off to the people at BrickCon.
Yay!
It was
good.
And the videos.
It was quite the afternoon's project, but it was. I did get it all together. Everything got watermarked. Everything got organized, and everybody's names were on them. And so now it's in BrickCon's hands.
Yay!
Hooray!
Thanks for doing that. That was
Witness meow.
You know what I wanted to? You know what I was kind of one of the things that we have talked about this sort of in before, is that so you build differently for photographs than you do for being at a convention, and I realized at a certain point that what we built is really a convention piece and not really a virtual convention piece. Because every time, I took a bunch of photos of it and we did the little video and everything, but
the video was better than the photos.
Yeah, the video was definitely better than the photos, but then going back again and watching the video, I was like, you just can't get
you can't spend as much time with any given
you can't get a real sense of it. You can't get a real sense of it.
Well, it's a 3D medium, right? And I think being able to walk around it and change your eye level and really look at the tiny details makes such a difference.
So that's interesting. It's interesting for just talking about adapting the style, because like now I'm wishing we would have gone and like made some more vehicles, like just individual vehicles. And I love it. I love this so much. But it's not something that you can appreciate in a video or on a camera. So I'm curious, like, have you moved over to that mindset yet? Like, have you moved over to the like not in person to be seeing things yet? I'm just surprised I did that.
I would imagine Moto and I both kind of have that tendency to build to photograph anyway, right?
I do too.
To some, I mean, I do anyway. Like anytime I build something, I imagine because stuff is going to get shared via social media and you want things to be Instagrammable and whatnot anyway. So if it doesn't photograph well, in fact, sometimes like I'll photograph something in the process because then I start to see like where things are lacking or need work or that's you know what I mean? Like it's just something about framing it that's like, oh, actually now I see this thing that needs to be fixed or something. That I don't see when I'm just kind of looking at the whole thing as like you said, like in 3D. But yeah, it did occur to me as I was building, you know, like I kind of started to do stuff in the back, right? I was like building out things in the back that I'm like, nobody's ever going to see that. Why am I wasting time?
Yours is a very proscenium, a very frontal presentation. I feel like you can get all the details from the front view.
For the most part, and there's pros and cons, you know, to no pun intended, pros and cons to building to photograph, because the good thing is, you know, when you are looking at photographs, like you can photograph the details and people get to, you know, see those details like close up because they're magnified. Whereas at a convention, oh my goodness, you miss so much because you're taking everything in and it's sometimes hard to get eye level and see exactly what's going on. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you're right. It is a little bit of a different mentality, especially depending on what you're building. And when you're going for like big kind of like cityscapes or dioramas of something, like especially.
I compose differently for a convention. Like I'll do a lot of minor compositions, like this grouping is composed a certain way, this grouping is. But other than that, I really think like we like to build on a corner where you're going to see either two sides or preferably three sides of it.
And we really did default back to that on this. Like I've noticed, like looking at it again, I was like, oh man, we really did. And I don't think consciously. I think unconsciously.
No,
it
was just we thought like you got to add details, right?
Yeah.
Add details.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a good model maker, so I make models, and they do. I mean, I make them. I don't think about the photography. I do think about the photography once it's time to take the photograph. So, you know, being a photographer.
I think it's subconscious though. Because you have a photographer's mind. I think you were taking pictures without realizing it though.
Maybe not. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't come through in the photos. I will say that. So I have a different strategy at conventions because I build models. In order to put stuff down on a table, I don't have cityscapes and I don't have the mills bases or any of that stuff. So I've kind of modularized everything. As you can see behind me, I'll build like a base for each of the builds. And then when it comes time to display, I just lay a ton of those big 48 base plates down that are in gray. And I just place stuff down and arrange it into a composition depending on how big the fleet has grown that year or, you know, things of that nature. The problem I've found is I build things so delicately that it takes me a long time to set up. So I'm going to have to retire one of my ships, the most delicate one, in order to do the next display. I will say this, a lot of people, at least from my lug, when they see the photographs, and then when we finally go to a convention, I bring in the next 3 or 4 new models, they'll always say, wow, the photographs really are not nearly as good as seeing this thing in person. I think it's because of all that. Yeah, it's just no way to capture all that minute detail I'm trying to pack into the thing. Whereas if you really start to stare at it, or if you're into the kind of the Lego building part, if you go to a convention, one cool thing is you start to think about how did they connect that piece to that piece, and you start to see it kind of tucked underneath, or mine are more skeletons, so you can start to see some of the finer details of how these things were kind of put together and constructed. Because like if I do a brick belt wing, you can't tell, you know, which way the bricks are really oriented, or the technical aspect of it, until in a convention you can get up to it and you can see there's a bunch of 90-degree turns or some structural technical elements running through the frame, or little things like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because like when I first met Flynn and Richard and they had the Snake Queen, I think like one of the first things I did was start to peek around the back.
Yeah, sneak around.
We always liked it when people did that.
I wanted to see all the messy stuff, the wires and the mechanisms and all the scaffolding and everything in the back was what I was most interested in. And yeah, you don't get, if you're photographing it, that's probably not what you're generally taking photos of.
Yeah, and that's the reason I just wound up submitting a video for this one that you guys, were thinking that there would be photos for, but I just did a video in the end because it was impossible to get through all the features and all the details without kind of doing all the 360 video shots and wrapping it in a narrative. But if you just turn the sound off and you didn't read anything and watch it a second time, I'm trying to show like, oh, there's a full interior, or the door is on the Australian side, or this back end detail, or whatever it is that you wanted to see a little bit more clearly comes through.
That's kind of the point I was making with, the pros and cons of being able to do this digitally, because, if you had that at a con, unless you had it on a rotating turntable, you really are fixed at one position. You're going to put it down on the table and you're going to orient it one way. And when people are coming by, they're going to see it from that one angle. They're probably not going to see the back, and they're not going to see, as well on the inside and that kind of thing. So that's where it is kind of nice sometimes to be able to share that with people. It's just not, it's not in a con setting. So I don't know,
this is definitely one I'd pull off the table and bring out to the crowd if they really wanted to see it though. I mean, this one's very much the swooshable kind of solid build. But there's some things you just can't move them.
But when you're right. Oh, I'm sorry. When you say you're making models, you're pretty much thinking 360, right? You are making an object that's a 360 real thing that you can put places.
Yeah, that's
as opposed to something that has a presentation side. Yeah, I
place things to make them look the best from all angles, but like when I was showing the spaceship, that spaceship has, it's got the top and the bottom are fully detailed out and fully built, even though most people will never see that bottom.
Right.
It's this kind of, I don't know, it's kind of this, I've noticed that traditional Japanese artists tend to do this thing where they, this one master was building all the stuff into the internal structure. And someone said, but no one will ever see that. He said, but I'll know it's there.
Yeah.
It's that idea that it's just in my makeup that I'll know that is unfinished, and it'll annoy the living daylights out of me if I don't. I don't know. I'm a real completist.
I feel like Jake is one of those builders too.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know him well, but he seems like one of those guys that has everything kind of worked out.
The stuff that he's shown me that's like in his builds, you would never know. You would have no idea that there's like certain mechanisms, or you would never know, like you'd never really understand some of the details that are in there, the stuff that you can't see unless he's like there pointing it out.
Yeah, I'm so bad. My filler brick will match. I don't use the multicolored filler brick, just waste brick with different colors. I actually go in and I color treat everything, including the filler, which some people are like, you're way too OCD, man.
I don't have enough parts for that.
Oh, no. We have a friend, our friend Drew, who was around a lot sort of towards the beginning, but he's back at work now, but he when he builds his stuff, he builds it so all of the Lego logos are pointing in the same direction.
I do that sometimes, depending on. I do it if it's like, well, first of all, the one thing I get a little bit compulsive about is covering up the Lego logos. I get really weird about exposed studs, and so I get like, a little crazy trying to like tile and slope everything. So I actually do, like, when there are Lego logos exposed, I do sometimes notice, like, I'll try to get them going the right, but sometimes you can't. That's the thing. Sometimes there's just ways that they're oriented.
They're always oriented 90 degrees, you know, one's going one way, one's going the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that with all my classic space sets, just because I was like, they're 150 pieces in some of those sets. There's hardly anything there.
Yeah.
And because they're classic from the 80s, I figured if I'm going to spend some time reliving my childhood, I might as well slow myself down as much as possible.
It just extends the build process.
That's all it is. We're not crazy. No. Well,
Moto,
that's how I sold it to myself.
Mono, it sounds like you're making a scale replica, or whether it's to scale or not. If you make a replica, then what's on the inside matters, you know, as opposed to making a surface.
Oh yeah, let me. I don't know if I showed you guys how I put this interceptor together. I will just be right back.
Sure.
But isn't that fun, Holly, to just like trick out all the rooms rather than just have the outside of the building?
Oh, absolutely. Like
Yes.
the stuff that you don't see, like in my Fab Max build, is that all of my like campers have at least a little bit of an interior. Like,
that's awesome.
I didn't photograph that stuff. Nobody knows that's there but me, unless I, take the stuff out and show you. But, they're all like, there's little, drawers and cabinets and steering wheels, and some have chairs, and,
You knew it was there.
Well, I mean,
I know it's there.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, like the modular buildings, right? Like once this building is finished and all of the floors are on it and it's sitting on a shelf, nobody's going to see all that brilliant work on the inside.
Yeah. But it's fun to build. I mean, that's the thing.
It is. It's
if I'm building a car and there's all that empty space in there, I mean, that we just can't let that happen, right?
No.
Right.
No, I will say this. I did take a trick from Boone. So when he showed his Beatles Yellow Submarine recently, he did something which I thought was kind of nice. So I went ahead and did it. But this is a plastic model painting directions from the web.
What? That's amazing. Oh, like for that particular kind of car?
For the actual Mad Max Interceptor, this is the plastic model kit.
Whoa.
The painting drawings. So
I
scaled the
from
tire.
Plans.
Yeah, I scaled it to the exact size of the Lego tire I was using, and then what I did is I completely built, and that's how I got the replica to be so exact.
That's brilliant.
I was following the blueprints to a T.
Oh, I see.
Yay, that's so fun.
So I nailed it to like the millimeter to get the shapes down. But in the end, I also screen capped a bunch of frames from the road warrior to get the interior, because there's hardly any shots of like what's inside it. But there's a couple of just brief interior shots, and I would pause the video and then I screen capped it on my phone. And so I'm sitting there like, I redid the interior like 4 times because I'm like, oh man, it's not that. It's this. Or
But you don't have that model, like the original model?
No, I just did a Google image search and I found this Japanese model of the Interceptor, and you can see it just says paint instruction.
Okay.
So, and then what I did is anything that was matte black, I made yellow. Anything that was red, or gloss black, I made red, and that's kind of how I came up with my Fabuland color scheme.
That is a brilliant.
That's wonderful.
That is just a brilliant.
But it's nice if you can just lay this down on a table, right? And you just kind of go, okay, that's really, 8 studs or whatever. But I could put the pieces down on top of it and kind of jigsaw it 3D together.
Wow.
Yeah, printing scale drawings to the right size is so helpful.
It helped. It helped a lot. Yeah, I'm going to use that trick in the future if I ever try to clone something again.
Me too.
Well, I have to say, we were talking about different styles of building, and I feel sometimes I wish I had a better mastery of the special types of connections. Like I feel to a large degree that we do or at least I do a lot in my builds with basic techniques. I don't really go out there when it comes to like doing that kind of stuff, and that's definitely something I would be interested in delving into more. And it seems like Moto, like you build basically all in special techniques. Like that's your whole, like that's your entire building style, which is great.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say I'm very jealous of your architectural style, right? Because I don't do large scale dioramas or cityscapes or and you guys lay up these buildings. Or Holly, laying up that whole thing within a day or whatever it took. That to me is just nuts because I'm getting warmed up around 24 hours. That's a nice starting point.
Yeah.
To lay something up. And the FabMax challenge was great. I did the car in maybe 5 days. The second car was just 5 hours.
It's so funny.
That quickly.
Funny that you say that though, because the structural stuff is so boring. Like I hate that part. And I was on a Zoom call with some friends while I was kind of making like the platforms and stuff, and I just the whole time just groaning through it, like, ugh. I don't have enough plates and blah blah blah, and like just trying to scaffold it up. And I was like, I hate this part. I just want to do the fun stuff. Like, it's obviously important. Like if I'm going to build this thing up and be able to put a bunch of weight on it and clips and clip to it and have stuff hanging off of it, it's got to have structural integrity. So that is important that everything that I build have structural integrity, and so far it has. But it's not the part I enjoy. It's like,
not Star Trek. You can't just turn on the structural integrity field and increase it until the model's solid.
I wish. It's just like the necessary evil part of building. And then once I kind of have my structure, then it's like, okay, now we can start putting just crazy stuff on it in all different directions.
But to your point, Flynn, I mean, if you guys ever want specialized techniques or weird techniques, I'm always here because I learned so much from your stuff, and I've never done motors, but now I'm looking at them like, that seems like a good possibility.
Well, it's funny. I mean, like, we know how to do that, so I just wish, like, I don't know. I feel like there are some builders that can look, and I see their use of interesting parts, and I'm always just completely blown away. Is it Jonas Kram? His part use is, like, it blows my mind, and I'm so jealous. Like,
Let me tell you a secret, though, about Jonas, is... You talk about structural integrity. You ask him how structurally sound any of his builds are, because it's not very much.
If you breathed on most of those buildings back there, they would completely fall apart. Like they are put together with like, because we did that technique where we were using slopes to make cutouts. Well, that means that there are columns where like it's only connected by 2 studs in a couple places, and it's on an inverse slope that wants to tip over.
When I did my sensory sculpture, I did the same thing where I was doing the the Cruikshank knockout crack thing, and then finally it was like if you so much as like I went like that, and the breeze knocked it over. It was bad.
Flynn and I are so lucky.
Hello.
Hi, Kara's here.
Hi, Kara.
Oh, just in time. Kara's here just in time.
To remind us.
Just in time.
Just in time. Kara's here just in time for our special... It's that special certain time of the day, everybody. It's Logan cookie time! And here he is!
Hi, buddy!
Logan?
He's Godzilla-ing the entire bookstore right now, just so you know.
Yay! Critters. Okay, here you go.
Oh, I love that. That's a great little creepy alien moto.
Yeah, that came with the...
Oh, it's
Skittles!
Skittles!
Here, Logan, say hi to Skittles. Hi. See? Hi.
Oh my god, you guys would be best friends.
Hi.
Yay!
Okay,
Yay, Logan.
And our
Skittles.
sound
Yay,
of happy
green thing. And
Moto.
the store.
Very happy sounds.
Pelican.
Hi, Logan.
Yay, Logan. What a good
I want to be your friend.
Oh, Logan and...
Yay, Logan cookie time. Logan and Skittles would be friends. They would chase each other around like little crazy dogs. I know they would.
No kidding. That's gonna happen one of these days.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
And that is how you end up with a hairy bookshop. Right there.
I gotta tell you, this is like as much as I still, to me, Ninjago City is the pinnacle of amazing builds that I've put together. But I have to say, this bookshelf build is delightful. Even though right now it's a lot of wall building, it's the interior details, like just like we were talking before, like this little this bookshelf right here is brilliantly done. It's brilliantly done with snot pieces and sideways building, and it's perfect and super fun. And of course, I'm obsessed with those stairs.
Right? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the stairs. And of course,
this was Wes Talbot, I think, that designed this. Pretty sure.
Wait, who did?
I think it was Wes Talbot.
Okay, that's a name that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's pretty young. I think he must be. I'm not sure how long he's been there, but I feel like he's not been there too long.
Okay. You know, Holly, I wanted to say with respect to what you were saying before Logan Cookie Time, Flynn and I are very lucky because the structural stuff is what I super enjoy. I like making it, you know, figuring out how it's going to fit together and how to make that structure invisible and strong and all that. And then Flynn, you know, does the decorative treatments and a lot of the theming on top of that.
Well, I will say though that was one of the things that that made the Fab Max build for me difficult, is that 85% of my time was spent building with 2x4 and 2x2 basic color bricks and just making giant walls and places where the windows would fit. So
and the walls can't attach to the windows during the structure. You know, it's like building with columns where they're not interlocked bricks. So my great addition was to put Technic beams across all of that so that it wouldn't be just like a series of flats.
Yeah, but it was interesting though. It did definitely got tedious at points.
Ooh,
sticker sheet show and tell. Okay.
Very nice.
Look at that.
Oh, shall we do stickers? Yeah, we haven't done stickers yet. Let's do stickers.
Cool. Well, I just opened this. It's from. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Now you're good.
Okay, so I just opened this. It's this little ornament set.
Yeah, Holly was showing the boxes earlier. They're so cute.
Very cute. And these are the stickers.
I love the fangs.
You know? Very nice.
It's a shame, and then they go and they look like this. So just opened it, and there's official Lego ornament hanging string.
No, I like that. It's purple string.
Exactly. So, bags.
Very nice.
How fun.
And I saw, Doc Sampson is here, stopped in. Oh, Wilfred is here. Oh, wow. The Daily Brick has arrived. Lots of new people showing up. How's it going? All right.
Lorraine says for the Halloween tree. Yes, the classic Halloween tree.
Everybody should have a Halloween tree.
You used to have a Halloween tree, right?
I agree. My kids want to make a Halloween gingerbread house this year, so that'll be fun.
Oh yeah. They sell them at Trader Joe's.
There's a guy who goes by the name of Bricker Parker on Instagram, and if you've ever seen his stuff, he it's funny, we were talking a few weeks back about how you get into periods of building certain types of things. Like I love building micro castles. Like I can't get enough micro castles. Not that I've built one lately, but he has done this entire first of all, it was all pumpkin shaped buildings that were done in different styles, and there was a gingerbread one and a Halloween one, and I mean he's done tons and tons and tons of them, and also little buildings where he'll build kind of the same building and theme it all in different stuff. It's it's really, really cool. I really like his stuff a lot. But you should definitely check him out on Instagram, Bricker Parker. And yeah, his gingerbread stuff is always really fun as well.
That'll be a fun project, Holly.
Yeah, definitely. I might have to do the same but with Lego parts. Make a little Halloween gingerbread house out of Lego. Would be fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Gingerbread houses are hard, as Flynn found out at a previous baking job.
Ugh. Well, I mean, that's
that
a real one, yes.
Holly, if you wanted to do a build with studs, showing, that would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Because it would show the texture.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have a sticker as well. If we're still doing that.
We are. What's yours, Moto?
Going with the Trolls theme. This is Techno Reef Dance Party.
Oh, Techno Reef.
Man, all those shiny.
You can tell I have a fascination with the sparklies in the stickers.
As well you should.
I'm a sucker for VU meters too.
But I'm looking at those. They're supposed to be records, I think, but I think they look like multicolored fans. So I'm gonna think about a jet engine inlet or something with that on there. But yeah, controls and all sorts of good stuff.
It might be that brief period of laser discs.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's right. DVDs, Blu-rays. I guess you could say they're Blu-rays these days.
Yep.
Hey, so everybody, while we're just real quick, I want to show.
Oh, that's what you're up to.
Yeah, I want to show you
doing.
this. I set up a little something so we can all look at the interwebs together. If you're watching the show, so this is Bricker Parker's Instagram, and here's an example of his pumpkin thing. He's really into it. Like, he does all these amazing pumpkin.
Wow.
And little mini houses, like little mini gingerbread houses, all in different styles.
What the heck?
So
he has one of these on Lego Ideas too. It's the pumpkin cottage on there.
Yeah, so they're really beautiful little little bits, and also just to see the different styles and his dedication to a particular thing. Like, I am gonna make a bunch of pumpkin cottages all in different colors and styles.
That's pretty precise.
So yeah, really check. You should definitely check out Bricker Parker. He's got some really fun stuff to check out.
That's a super fun Halloween gingerbread house.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of different styled things like that. But yeah, Bricker Parker, check him out for our feature that never happened. Interesting Instagrams. We never did that.
Well, it's happening now.
Yeah,
many things are possible.
Oh, did you show the Fabuland style pumpkins?
The what?
That's appropriate. There's pumpkins.
Yeah, I didn't screw all of them because it seemed like there were some pictures of that person's family members in there, and I didn't want to show somebody else's family members on our stream.
All right, well, go check it out, everyone, because he's got a Fabuland one on there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Bricker Parker. Okay, so I guess we're showing our stickers now. This is sort of like a meandering sticker time, really.
Yeah, sure. It's a meandering show today. Well, this is from set 7. A lot of them are missing, but I'm really excited about the ones that are there. 70838. Queen Whatever is Not So Evil Space Palace from Lego Movie 2.
Up so good.
Is it not focusing?
And this is these stickers are this that light aqua color.
Look, he's taking a break today.
This model had a just wonderful construction with curves made from those balloon parts, but just single pieces used to make these great curves.
Yeah, that was a cool.
And
piece.
we got Bachelor Batman in it as well.
Yeah.
So Flynn,
and those were from Alex, right?
And those
from
are
Alex23.
Brought to you by Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
My stickers were gifted to me by my son because he got one of the hidden side sets, and sometimes he gives me the special stuff if he thinks I'll like it. So he's like, I only needed one sticker, and so he let me have the rest.
Those are from the lab, right?
Yes, it's JB's Ghost Lab.
Yes, that one.
Now I know what the underneath of a fig looks like.
I want that. Yeah, that sticker is worth the entire sheet. That one with the brain, the exposed brain.
The brain
thing.
in the skull.
Yeah, it's worth the entire thing. You know, I gotta say,
just a moment.
As much as I wasn't super into the hidden side sets, they were really fantastic parts packs.
Yes.
They had some really amazing parts. Like, I was always kind of blown away, especially like they had really great sticker sets,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they had some just in general really great pieces and in great
the
colors.
minifig carts, yeah.
But I wasn't...
Also the weird green, that weird off green, the ghost green.
Yeah.
I don't know. My son calls it booger green. I'm not sure if that's a right way to put it.
That sounds appropriate.
Sounds appropriate.
Call it acid green.
Acid green, okay.
But
I would. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Mine is a slight change of topic. So finish your thought.
Oh, it wasn't. It was so unimportant as to that I've forgotten already what I was going to say. So you just get right.
No, one thing that I found helpful is there is a PDF that's free out there that someone put together. It's called the Unofficial LEGO Advanced Building Techniques Guide. That's a mouthful.
Oh yes, that was one of the very first LEGO books we ever got. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know that one. And
yeah, the Master Builders Tips and Tricks book. And if anybody would like a copy, or if you're cool with it, Flynn, I can drop a link in the chat right now.
Yeah, I mean, is it something that you pay for, or is it like a free thing?
I've always thought that it was free to everyone, but let me double make sure.
Yeah, let's make sure it's free to everyone before we put a link in, maybe. But I know exactly the book that you're talking about, and it's pretty awesome.
Okay, I'll be doing some searching. I'll mute myself.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I wish I could be much more of a book learner. Like, you know, I feel like in the time that it takes me to sit down and read a book, I'd rather be building, so I can't make myself do it, even though I really need to, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I know, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my building is lacking because, I don't know, like, we were having a discussion once, Holly, I think when we were at BrickCon, or Bricks Cascade, and you were saying, like, if you saw something that Richard and I made sitting on a table, you'd be able to tell the difference between it and other things on the table.
Well, I mean, I mentioned that you guys have a certain style.
Right. We did. Yeah, exactly. I think I did say something along the lines of it being. I think I know what you're talking about, because I was trying to kind of put my finger on it, and it's like, well, it's a very brick built style. Right. Well, and it's also the so when we first did California Dreamin', which is one of our first things, one of the things that people commented on, multiple people commented, saying like, it's a really complicated build, but it seems accessible in that like
they could do it.
Yeah, like they could do it. Like it wasn't so many fancy techniques that they were like, that's impossible, I could never do that. And it seemed, I don't know, more achievable somehow to people.
It's kind of like the only thing I could relate it to is sort of like Bill Volbrecht, that he also has kind of a style that I think I would imagine a lot of it comes from all the years he spent building for Legoland.
You think?
Yeah.
Right, which was, for lack of a better term, I got to come up with a better. It's kind of like an aliased look to it. It's very. It's like
pixelated.
It's very Lego style. It's very like Lego brand
built, and that's like its own style. And that's not to say there's anything particularly simplistic about it, because sometimes it gets more complicated. You can't like as easily cheat around things when it's like, you know, build one thing on top of another and you're not going all studs out and
I call it the Nathan Soya style, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, exactly. It's still kind of its own artistic form and its own style. I wouldn't say that it's like not as complex. It's just completely different. And there's some of those. It's almost so unusual to see that style anymore that it stands out. It's like you can almost guess, like, oh, I bet that's so and so or so and so's, because it's not just you know, because it looks like Lego.
Yeah,
well, a lot of
it's
that,
like a voxel thing.
Yeah.
A lot of that building is studs up too, right?
That's what I mean.
It's primarily studs up voxel, kind of as if you took a volume pixel.
Yeah.
You know, and just literally troned it out. You know, just.
Yeah. I mean, there's always like there's still some other like obviously everybody still builds with like another layer of complexity on top of that isn't
that you don't see.
But there's still this kind of overall style or aesthetic that comes from that sort of style of building that I think actually stands out. I think in a good way.
And I want to let you know, Flynn, the book I'm referring to was put together by a French lugger, and it's completely free and available to anybody.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, maybe this is a different one than I was thinking. Then, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, there's books with the same name that are for sale, but this one is free, and it is the Snot handbook, pretty much in a nutshell.
Oh, I love that story.
Well, I don't know if this is analogous to what Flynn is talking about, but when I think of making mechanics, like we've made some pretty, I think, complex Lego mechanical systems, we find time and time and time again, make them out of simple parts, right? A number of simple, reliable parts are going to have enough unforeseen consequences between them anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't feel the need to do like the fanciest thing with the mechanics if I can make something simpler that's going to hold together.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. In fact, I have to consciously remind myself anytime I'm building anything at any scale, I always have to, in my head, go simplify, simplify, simplify. Because I have a tendency to overthink things and overwork things and come up with the most complex like idea for something that I find myself just getting like caught up into having to redo over and over again to get it just right until I finally have to go, okay, this is too complex. I need to like rethink the whole concept and find a more elegant solution. That's
well, I totally do that too. I'm like, obviously I'm like, I think it should look like this. And I think about like the most interesting parts to make it. And it turns out to be like the most technically unreachable.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of had this moment where I do it's like if you have enough stuff that you have an idea of how to come at it different ways, it's called like the Lego probability. Instead of Lego math, you're running the probability of success on all your different strategies. And you kind of got to quickly settle on, I'm going to try this one first. But there is an iterative process to it.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll just build something really, like when I was building all the cars for the Fabuland thing. That's kind of goes back to that interesting challenge of, you're working with pretty blocky parts for the most part. And you end up limited because of the scale or whatnot without going huge. You're limited with the number of parts that you can use. And so you kind of have to figure out, like, how am I going to use all these blocky parts to get this some sort of slope or curve or whatever anywhere, and then it's like you're working within these parameters. And with some of these cars, at a certain point, I would just put like 5 pieces on them. I would just make some kind of shape with a few pieces and be like, okay, it has all the necessary components. That's done for now. We're gonna put this in here as a placeholder, and if I have time and I have some idea that comes later, I'll come back to it and do
I think that with it. There might be a generational thing too. Like when I was young, during the late 70s, early 80s, when I was building, that was the only way to build.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no other way than to have the basic slopes, the basic, bricks, and then also the instructions didn't tell you what parts go into it. They just had like, you had to look at one image and look at another and go, what's different between these 12 different parts, and start
like
laying
a puzzle.
them down.
That was the fun part.
Yeah, but it was kind of that. I just on this one I kind of went, I've got more modern pieces, but I have to go and pull out these basic bricks I haven't touched in 6 months and start to use them. Kind of revert back to my childhood to get it done.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I don't know. I definitely find. I don't know. I look at some of the things that people make and like the curves and the shapes that they are able to achieve, and I'm just like, I can't even get over it because my mind, for whatever reason, just does not function in that way.
Well, Lego math is a whole other layer on top of.
But you're right. I mean, everybody has their own strength and weakness.
I'm pretty sure people feel the same way when they see your builds too. They have the exact same reaction of like, that's exactly. That's like the like.
I'm the reverse. I'm like, I can figure out these elegant slopes and shapes, Sativish kind of looking things, but then, I look at how to do, like when you did the window treatment. So I was kind of like, what?
and some people are just really good storytellers too. Like you don't even really have to have any particular build style or capability, but some people can just can put like 5 minifigs on a plate with 6 bricks, and it can be like the most amazing thing ever because of just the arrangement telling some kind of like story. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, but there's a variety of builders. That's what makes it great. Like Josephine Monterosso, man, she can take 10 pieces and just destroy it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I definitely feel I know where I excel, and that's at doing minifig vignettes. Like that's my thing. Like that's my jam. Like I like doing the big builds too, but we
do a lot of that together, right?
Yeah, but I just know that that's where I feel my most comfortable, and I feel like I haven't been able to do that as much lately.
Yeah, and that's clearly the part that, I mean, what matters most is that's the part you enjoy. Like, just like I was saying, like, you know, building the structural part was just the necessary evil to get to the part where I could like start placing figures and like make funny scenes and do the part that I actually enjoy. It's like, you know, that's all that matters.
Yeah, there was some rough language when I realized I had to put a Technic structure inside that thing when I got to that point. I was like, I'm having so much, the head's coming together, it's looking good, and now it's starting to crumble, and I've got to solve this now and spend all this time putting a structure in there.
Rebuilding is so hard.
Or like what's been interesting to me is like people who do like GBC, right? Great Ball Contraption.
Oh gosh, that is a level of pain I'm not willing to go through.
I know, and that's the thing. Some people enjoy that, which is like blows my mind. You know but the thing is it's still kind of like a means to an end, right? Because the objective is to show function. You want to come up with some kind of clever way of doing some sort of function probably that nobody's ever thought of before. Like that's always kind of the goal there. And then, you know, to get there, you know, that's like the mechanics are almost like the secondary part of it, right? Because you have to figure out what you're trying to do. Oh, I want to try and get this ball from here to here. Yeah. And I want to do it by either lifting or going through a tube or whatever it is.
Yeah, and the more Rube Goldberg, the better, right? And so you know, I look at those and I stare at them. They're so mesmerizing. But then I think about the fractional tolerances required to make that thing robust to run 10 straight hours and yet do what it's got to do with precision.
Oh man.
But they don't run 10 straight hours.
They don't.
No,
we've talked with people, you know, because we're constantly troubleshooting and improving and pushing bushings back, and you know, because it's not glued together, right? And we talk to the GBC people and they say, no, you can't just leave it going for 10 hours. It needs help.
There will always be a little bit of, and the funny thing was too, we had a guy who does First Lego League who actually told us, a couple people, that they were surprised that Snake Queen ran as regularly as it did, as long as it did.
Yeah.
Because EV3 is not also entirely predictable. It doesn't repeat exactly the same thing every time it runs the numbers.
Yeah, it's not precise.
Someone was running a machine for a while at one of the conventions I went to, and I was surprised that there was like a pile of ABS dust.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
So literally the thing was grinding itself down, and it's almost like they had it's like rebuilding a transmission or an engine every once in a while.
It even happened with the Coraline house, because I have a motor that spins the piano around. I have a little gear mechanism in there, and I would leave it running for, you know, all day. Basically, I would leave it running, and I have to, after every show, take it all apart and basically clean it all out because it was starting to grind, and it would eventually just stop once enough.
Yeah, but they use this special silicone type stuff for the racing, the Boy Scouts racers, the wooden Pinewood Derby stuff.
Pinewood Derby stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they use lubricants and stuff, but still, it was like I was just blown away that there was this concept like auto maintenance, where after so many hours, you had to literally rebuild a transmission or an engine or whatever mechanics were in there, because the axles would just get ground down. Just the friction of it would just grind things to pieces.
I saw an amazing piece. Maybe you've seen it. Is the Return of the Jedi? That was a movie theater, and it was a carousel inside the movie theater.
That was Miro, right? Is that Miro Judas? Was that him?
Yeah, it's Miro.
Yeah.
So
that thing is amazing.
He used about a 16-inch metal axle in the middle of it as his drive.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, like
BrickLink,
a third-party metal axle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to sell some BrickLink till they got kicked off. I forget who does it, but yeah, they CNC machine these Steel Technic axles and stuff.
Because friction is the enemy. It just grinds stuff.
Yeah. And that noise! Oh my gosh, the noise of just the.
Or the clack, or the clack of a gear skipping.
The clicking,
that's my enemy. Right
skipping
there.
gear click drives me nuts.
Hey, sorry guys, I wanted to show you guys this because this is awesome. I don't know if anybody will be able to see this, but so I'm working on this decorative piece that's going to go on over the top of the door. So they've used those new rounded.
Oh, please bend it like stonework.
And
they are amazing.
Yeah, they've put them together like a chain, like stonework, and it bends.
Ah, yes.
Like a chain.
That is so cool.
Because the corners don't get in the way. That. Well, Minifig Chick did a workshop at, I think it was Bricks by the Bay, about the dark side, right? Modifying bricks. And it was, I think, before this brick was out, and you were rounding the corners of plates to do exactly that.
Yep.
There are actually several pieces out now that I showed how to actually make in the class by sanding down bricks or sawing them in half or whatever. And yeah, I mean, like the 1x1 with the up bracket.
Yeah.
Right? That wasn't out at the time. Exactly. So I was like, take a 1x2 and saw it in half. Now you have a 1x1. And now Lego makes it. And there were several parts that
it's funny. I imagine
it's prescient or someone from Lego was like, "Oh, hey."
Well, there was a Lego representative there. If you remember my famous story of standing outside, and the Lego rep came by, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on in here?" And I was like, "Oh, you probably don't want to go there."
They do it too. The Lego, like they do that at the Lego company. They modify parts.
And that was her. That was her response. She was like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's how we come up with new parts." It's like, all right. Yeah. Well, and also too, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that Studio has a parts creator.
Yes, they do.
Sure
do.
Oh, really?
That's
yes.
Right. Yep.
Flynn,
so if you grind your bricks, do it digitally instead.
I had to do it on this one because if you notice, there's one little piece I had to cut in half in order to make it.
Oh, is that a half grill?
It is now. It is now.
Do what you got to do.
I'm quietly judging you.
A 1x1.
Not
you
so
can
quietly,
also,
apparently.
Get a bunch of
if you have
Mega
a sharp
blocks.
enough blade, you can
play
make
with Mega blocks.
Oh, so here, check it out. I just want to show you. Here it is in place.
I heard I'm gonna clutch my clicky like pearls.
Oh, that'll be a new thing, clicky clutchers.
I do not condone any of these activities.
So there it is on the front.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm sad because my bat. Oh God, I found it. I have like 12 parts.
See, that's all you have to say is that you lost it and it will arrive.
That's right. That's
it's like the USB. If you plug it in once wrong and then turn around and it's wrong, the third time will be right.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that just the other day.
That's so frustrating. Oh, you guys! No way!
Yeah.
Check it out.
What?
Not only is that a really cool little structure with those little bendy things.
I bet you they curved it in with a jumper.
No, it fits exactly into an arch.
Yay!
Like exactly into an arch.
I love it when like Lego math magically like works out, you know?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of going through some of these sets is these techniques, so-called techniques, are embedded in just the building experience, and you just kind of learn them just by doing. That's magical stuff. Someone just sat there. I wonder how many hours went into that what you just put together.
I think that regularly, like how many different versions was that? How many different consultations were there? Like, what do you think about this? Oh, I don't know. I'd do it that way.
That's interesting.
We'll have to get Wes on the show and discuss.
Yes, let's do that, Holly.
Okay. He plays D&D too, so maybe you guys can go on that tangent.
Oh yes.
So, do you think Jamie Berard would have had some supervisory or other relationship with this?
Well, I mean, that he is the head of that department.
You would have had
I would
to
imagine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kara, you were showing the big snot solved chunk there.
Yep, this is the inside of that bat ornament.
Whoa!
Lots of these corner snots in it.
Yeah, snots and then a transition of snout in order to get through that 2-plate offset problem.
Yep.
Yeah, that corner snot.
Exactly. The snout brick puts it back in system, right?
Yep.
That's so smart.
Because 2 plates high. And it's got the stud in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Oh, so...
This is a family-friendly show.
So Alex said...
Language.
Alex asks if did I find my mermaid? I did find my mermaid. Yes, absolutely.
Where was it?
Under the table. Under the table. She just had fallen under the table. But somebody was asking if we could explain the Sig Fig challenge that we're doing this week. So everybody was really exhausted from getting ready for Fab Max. So we decided to do a very small, easy challenge this week. So the challenge is on an 8x8 plate, 8x8 square. That's all. That's as big as it can be. 8x8. You're going to make a little scene that includes yourself, or as you like, as we call them here, your sig fig. So like, this is my sig fig that I built. It's probably time for an upgrade, but
which one shall I be?
Here's my sig fig.
And you know, the other thing too is, it doesn't have to be. Oh, there you go. See, yours is all in focus. Mine's not.
You just got to put your hand behind it.
Wait. There you go. There he is.
There he goes. Yeah.
So, and then to build a little scene around it, and that's whether awesome
photo.
And that's whether or not.
Thank you, TrickyBricks, for solving the head, because I was not succeeding.
Oh, Eric is amazing. He's so good.
I don't have a sig fig. I really isn't it I think I talked about this before, but my very first con I had no idea what sig figs were, and so when it was time for a sig fig photo, I didn't have, like, the only minifig I had on hand was my Coraline figure for my house, so I used that as my sig fig, and then like every con after that I was completely unprepared for, and I would always forget to make a sig fig. So I just kept using, I was just lazy and kept using the Coraline fig because it was kind of my signature thing. Like, that's what people knew me for anyway. So it kind of worked, but you know, it's been a few years now. I still haven't made a proper sig fig, but I'm debating now. I'm like, should I just stick with Coraline and let that be my sig fig, or should I like?
That's that's something that I wanted
to. Does Coraline represent you?
That's what I'm saying. And also too, that's the thing I wanted to tell people is, like, if you don't have a sig fig that you've made, like, make one up or find one that you feel like represents you. It doesn't have to look exactly like you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you think though? Should I take like a poll? Should I make like a proper sig fig?
I think you should.
Absolutely.
I think you should.
I think you should, and I think the reason that you should do it is because it's not something you put together 24 hours before a con.
Yes.
So if you don't do it now, it's not going to happen.
That's a really good point.
And if you just want to make a sig fig, that's fine. But you know, make a little scene for it. And actually, I think what we talked about was having your sig fig be doing whatever it is that, like, makes you happy. Like, what?
So it's like a biographical little.
Yeah, a little
piece.
Biographical.
Okay, maybe just for this challenge, I'll try to make a proper sig fig.
And just so everybody knows,
I think I will too.
And just so everybody knows,
I've got the hairpiece. I know the hairpiece to use, so I know they have your hair.
My hair is easy.
Super
My
easy.
hair?
And just so everybody knows, I will.
Okay.
I will be.
Yours and mine is impossible.
Huh. Yeah.
I will be posting the links to all of the stuff on the website tomorrow. So if you've already completed yours and you're just waiting for the form for the upload, I will be posting all of those tomorrow.
And remember, 8x8 this way, it could be as tall as you want.
Exactly. 8x8 is just it's a width limit, width and depth. That does not have anything to do with height. So go crazy.
Okay.
There we go.
Well,
Sorry about that.
I already have 2 official Lego sig figs, as you know.
Yes.
So, but I think I will, like Holly, I think I will try to make a real one.
That's a good one. Let's see.
Might make a
mini dolls are okay
Wilfred
as well,
might
right?
make a missing
Absolutely.
sig fig.
What was that?
Mini doll.
Oh yeah, hey, mini dolls, totally a thing.
Well, I think is Blair's figure a mini doll?
Yes, I think Blair's is a mini doll.
Is it? I don't think I've ever seen Blair's.
Or maybe I'm.
No, I know.
I'm making that up.
Blair designs lots with mini dolls.
Well, I'll say
Yeah,
this.
so do I. Yeah.
It should be a mini doll.
Yeah.
I know.
I would love a Moto mini doll. Well, I guess I do with Count Moto, but I don't know if that counts.
Well, you could. That wouldn't be too. That would be too tough.
We've already seen
I don't care
amazing.
for the. Yeah, I don't like the mini doll. Like, I don't like. Yeah, I don't like mini dolls, but I do like the hair and the hair pieces and the accessories are often pretty good.
Well, as we know, the hair is.
It's
the
awesome.
best in the biz.
You know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't like mini dolls until we used one in Snake Queen, and I still didn't like her because she was taller.
She was
she
most
was taller
troublesome.
than everyone else and carrying a staff, so she was the one who needed the most clearance in all of the mechanics, and she would fall off, right? But that said, she was a great character, and I love mixing mini dolls and minifigs in the same scene.
And I mean, magic users, am I right?
Hey, every time a mini doll shows up, something has to be saved.
It's
I swear.
true. It has to
You
be.
know, if mini dolls ran the police and fire department and city, there would be no need for, many fire problems.
I know.
Exactly.
No
I think
tree would
there's
have
a
cat
lot
in
less.
it.
There's a lot less crime in Heart Lake City than there is in actual Lego City, I believe.
That's right.
And they manage it all without even being able to twist their hands.
I know. So they can't run down the street waving their hands in the air in fear. So
Well, also,
Shame on you, Lego. Shame on you.
they're the best hopping, running people I've ever seen.
And you can always reach out and pet the animals.
Yeah.
With a karate chop. Good, Logan. Yeah.
In Heart Lake City, you can pet the dog.
although there's always lots of activities, there's always things to do in Heart Lake City, and then there's always some sort of like crime to stop.
Well,
I mean in Heart Lake City.
At least they smell good. They at least have showers.
I know, and they're always like skiing and like going and doing stuff, and then in Lego City, it's just like it's all like a crime-ridden nightmare.
Well, and in Elves, everyone just gets kidnapped over and over and over again.
Oh, of course.
Have you guys actually been to like the Heart Lake area at Legoland?
We have never been to Legoland.
Not even once.
We were gonna go. We were actually gonna go visit a friend, and we were gonna go, get the whole thing. This was all before. It was literally gonna happen, actually, right when lockdown started.
Yeah.
We were about to head down there and go for our first time.
Man,
So-
bummer. Yeah, that's the
Someone in the chat asked, I will say, there are mini dolls with beards.
Yeah,
There are mini dolls with beards now, which
Mhm.
I am 100% here for.
Well, and is it Shimmer and Shine, Sparkle and Shine Salon has such a great mini
It's the
doll.
Shimmer and Shine Sparkle Spa.
It's not like he put an S on the end of Lego. It wasn't that bad.
No, he keeps.
No, I was just laughing because when I did,
I know you had that thing where you kept mixing the name.
I was mixing them up, and Boone was laughing. He's like, "It's all the same words." I was like, "I know, but you got to say them in the right order." I'm sorry, but the Sparkle and Shine Salon is not the same thing as the Shimmer and Sparkle Spa. That's like a whole different place.
Sparkle and Shine Salon is where you get your horse's mane braided, right?
Sparkle and Shine Salon is like the place in Emerald City where the Tin Man gets like the buff, gets like the big buffer. You know?
That's true. Oh my gosh.
accurate. Look at this trumpet.
Man.
It's so cute.
That's the
Whoa,
leg,
that's
right?
so cute! I love it. Yeah, I'm closing in on the end of the
I should have
second
been
bag
building
here.
something. Oh, I did want to say I haven't ordered from Bricks and Pieces, but now you guys have me addicted to this service.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's a
Bricks
slippery
and
slope.
pieces. It comes faster than I expected.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Sometimes. That's great. What are you gonna do with those?
Shields. Are those gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the drum lacquered gold from the Monkey King.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Monkey
Whoa.
King. Sorry, Monkey Kid, Monkey King, Warrior Mac.
I know, it's like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I'm like, who is it? Is it Ruth or is it Chris? And whose steak does it belong to? Is it hers or his? And do you get any?
Ooh.
But yeah, just all
So
those
confusing.
all those gold lacquered pieces. I'm going bonkers over.
Are you entering a steampunk phase? I don't remember seeing gold in your stuff yet.
Oh, I love metallic pieces. I don't think I'd use this for steampunk, but I do have an idea, and I do want to make a building at some point. So I'm kind of after Halloween, because I have to get the Halloween thing done. I'm definitely thinking of using these guys.
I have to laugh. Peter Hornberger saying that his son Andrew has been fact-checking them all week on the name of the Sparkle and Shine Spa. We apparently say it wrong. I'm telling you, it's different. It's different.
You guys have fact checkers now. That's good.
Well, and a salon and a spa are actually different things. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's true. Yeah.
there you go.
I think I want to go to a spa.
Oh, I could use a spa. Or a salon, for that matter. My goodness.
Seriously.
Stay away from the salon. I could try a spa.
Remember when that used to be possible?
Oh, I know. How quaint. Oh, my goodness.
It will again.
How 2010s of you.
I know.
Oh, guys, that was so
Flynn,
2019.
where did this come from?
Oh, I
We've
know.
moved beyond that.
That's from Chris Chalice.
Chris Chalice sent us this great little infinity
Infinity cube.
cube, and I have assembled it about, I don't know, 750 times.
Oh, nice.
You know, it is my new favorite. Oops, sorry.
Fidget thing.
There,
It's
fidget thing.
I know. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but I physically had to. He was taking all of the bricks that I was building with over to his side of the table and fussing with them. And I
messing
couldn't
with
find
them,
anything.
assembling them.
I had to sweep them back and like a pacifier.
You gave me a Lego pacifier.
I was actually just thinking I need to make one of those for Vincent. He would love that.
They're great.
It's great.
I've
It's
certainly
fun.
fiddled with it multiple times.
Yeah, it's like it's basically like it's a fidget like a fidget cube or something, right?
Yeah,
It is.
Yep. That's
It's
exactly
I
what
will
it is.
tactile.
say this.
The hinges
only
make
other
little
thing,
bumps.
The only thing I could show you guys is I've been getting a lot of drop-offs on the side of my desk here, but
Oh, I love
yeah.
that.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, we have
So the
several
trick
of
is-
those.
Small Art Director took every single container and filled it with the same amount of minifigure accessories. So
That's
he
awesome.
was like OCD sorting, but then he stops by and he keeps dropping. Like the coffin was the last container. I don't even know. I think it's just like containers with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's going on?
I love
It's gems.
containers.
I know. My kid does the
Nice.
same thing. Oh, there's so many little tiny containers of tinier little things. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I
Kinda
was.
drives me crazy.
Well, it goes back
I mean,
to
it's awesome that it's all sorted, but now I have to figure.
That's
out
actually
how
one of
to-
my favorite things. Whenever I go to like a Bricks and Minifigs and do like digging, if I ever see a treasure chest, I always grab it, or if one of those little cabinets, I always grab it. And 9 times out of 10, if you shake it, there's always little things
Yep.
inside, and it's usually like jewels and money. And I mean, come on, jewels and money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, little spikes and keys.
Spikes and keys, yeah.
See, I love containers, period. I remember I must have been about 9 years old, and my friends Mark and Rob from down the street in our neighborhood had a tree house, and we would go and we had a treasure box in the tree house, and we would put stuff in like notes and treasure and
Mhm.
stuff. And
Aw.
ever since then, I've always had little treasure boxes and chests. And I think that feeds into my thing about organizing Lego too, right? You go in there and it's a little treasure hunt. Like, can I find the thing?
So I was talking to the former Fallen Tree Shane on Facebook. Are we making those? Oh, that's cool, Cara.
Alex,
I just
yes.
found a bag of silver
I
discs.
love those things.
Yeah,
Those
Fallen Tree
dishes.
23, aka Alex, is what we are. How we are referring to him now is Alex at his request.
Okay.
Oh, Alex.
But
So what did Alex have to say?
oh, well, maybe it wasn't him then.
No, if it's Fallen 323, that is now we are calling them Alex.
Okay, so I probably, because I'm horrible with names, I have a problem. We were talking about how everybody probably has a cool parts container at some point, somewhere.
Oh, like a weirdo parts?
Yep.
Not just weirdo, but the parts that you think are cool that you go to
Oh,
whenever
sure.
you want to like incorporate a really cool piece into
A
the
cool parts
Well,
container.
you may have
As
more
if
than
there's
one.
only one.
Yeah, more than one. But at the entry level, there's probably a container that has a bunch of cool, what you think are cool pieces.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be hilarious if everybody like started to take a picture of the open container. Like, what are your cool pieces that you guys have?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, we have
That
a
would be
container of parts that don't... We just call it the spaceship parts container, and it's full of things that don't fit in any other category.
Yeah.
And, you know, some wing and tail parts and stuff like that. But so, Moto, what's in your strange parts container?
Oh, funny you asked this right over there.
Yeah, I have several because I've been kind of going through and like sorting because you know I probably did have larger compartments with more miscellaneous things, but that's been kind of my project the last couple of weeks is actually sorting that stuff out.
Mhm.
So now there's like a whole row of drawers of cool parts.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a collection of things called For Richard's Projects, but it's kind of grown, you know, especially since getting some stuff, you know, shipped here. So
yeah, I have like a pick-a-brick cup of parts that I've pulled for like a mock that I had in mind, and I came across that pick. It was like I made that cup I don't know a year or more ago, and I picked up that cup the other day, and I'm looking at it like, what is this? Like, how is this
the
sorted?
problem. They become time capsules.
Oh, we have so many of those.
Yeah, it took me a minute to
Yes.
figure it out.
Oh, I have
Oh, right. It was for that mock that I am never going to do.
So I have
Oh,
a
so
container. Here of just stuff, but
Debo Bricks was just asking, why is 100 the only denomination of Lego bill? Because it is not actually based on American money. It's based on the Danish kroner, and
That's right.
I believe that's about like $1.
A dollar.
Right?
Yeah,
So it's basically
$1.20 or 40 or something.
Yeah, everything costs $1.20 at in Legoland. I guess maybe that's why there's so many thefts.
But there is lots of gold.
There is lots of gold, yeah, and gems. So check it out. I've got the I've reached the end of bag 1 here. The front facade is done. There's awesome. I put the tiles on the wrong side.
I was like, wow, that's an interesting
Books
name.
Birch.
I was like, Books Birch.
Yeah, I love that place. Anyway, I wish
I go there for all my birch needs.
I wish. Now I want to get one. Now I want to get one that says Black Books. I don't know if anybody watches British comedies, but Black Books is a favorite of mine. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Very cool. And I was saying the other day, I want to add a cat into this because there was like all the used bookstores in San Francisco. There's several of them that had like cats that like live in the store.
That is a thing. Yep.
Yeah, so I need to get I'm gonna pull one of our cats to live in the store here.
Well, the cat in the sci-fi and fantasy store is named Ripley.
Yes. And it's a hairless.
It was
too,
a
if I believe.
hairless,
So it was one of those like sort of creepy hairless cats. Oh, sorry if you have one of those and you think it's adorable. They terrify me.
I saw one on the interwebs a few days ago who had some kind of, cancer in the eyes or something, and they had to remove his eyeballs.
Oh, no.
And so this hairless cat with like a skull. It was
So basically, it was like a mummy.
creepy cool. Yes, exactly. It was actually really cool, but I know, poor little thing.
Oh, and sorry, I gotta share this too. I don't know if it'll focus or not, but there's the reason that everybody flips out over this set, and that's the
Moby Brick.
It's the Moby Brick book. It's not gonna focus, but
Moby Brick book.
yeah, it's pretty cool. A little, and I love the guy who works there. I love this torso, the little tie with his suspenders.
Cute. Yep. Oh, cute. Like I
he
love
focused.
that guy.
But I was gonna say, if he really worked at a bookstore, he'd have a little ponytail. I'm just saying.
I know. a little one.
Like Moto knows what we're talking about.
Like the kind that Moto uses for his minifig. There's like a, I think it's like Will Turner from Pirates. He's got like a little stumpy ponytail. So I may swap him out. There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
So I may swap that out for this guy because he needs to have. Man, the guys that in San Francisco, the guys that have them, they always have like a fanny pack and like suspenders. And especially like the guy at the sci-fi bookstore is like classic for that. He was like ponytail, suspenders, fanny pack. He had his never wore a tie though. Ooh, yes. You know what we should do is I've got one of those coming my way, and if everybody else gets one, maybe we should do a Sunday where we all build the Frankenstein together. The Frankenstein kids. That would be fun.
It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
It's actually Frankenstein's monster. Oh my goodness.
Time.
Oh, there you go. Holly nailed it.
Oh, fun. All right. Very good. Oh,
I love. Cool. And this is so cool. The little little feather boa.
Well, I love the gold beard on Metalbeard. That is a really. What is that piece?
It's the same. Maybe it's the first in gold because it obviously I think was in silver and in the other Metalbeard.
It's so good. What a cool piece.
It's the same piece. Nice. And this is just the best thing ever. It's all about that figure right there.
Oh, with the star eyes? Yes.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
Hey, Shane's here. Hey, Shane. How's it going?
Hey, Shane.
And I happen to know that it's a certain Mr. Shane's birthday coming up this week.
Happy early birthday.
And I think it's also Avernus Workshop's birthday coming up as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember all this. I need to start like a Tricky Lug birthday calendar.
Well, you have such a vast empire. There's bound to be a birthday every week.
I know, and we can do. Oh, and it'll end up being like on like one of those kids shows where they show everybody's birthday. I love when they spoof that on the Simpsons. And Bart was like waiting for his name on the birthday, and they're like, and now here's everybody's birthday, and it was like 100 names, and they just went, and they all like flew by, like you couldn't even see them. You had to like videotape it and pause it if you actually wanted to see your name. But I wonder if there's some way we could put an editable calendar on the website where everybody could go in and fill their. Like maybe a Google Calendar where people could go in and fill in their birthdays.
Or at least on the Discord or something somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way we'd be able to like.
we want the youngers members.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're right. The website's a better idea. Yeah.
So
there's got to be a WordPress plugin or something.
Yeah, probably. I just want to make it so not anybody could just come by and look at it. Like you'd actually have to sign in to be able to.
You have to submit it or something, and then you guys add it or have it added or something.
Yeah.
Approved or something.
Oh yeah.
Ernie
So Remy
Baker says.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Remy says it's Shane's on the 2nd and mine is on the 3rd. And if everything goes right, if we can get it all arranged, hopefully, those guys will come and join us on the show on Friday and say hello for their birthdays.
Yay!
That'd be awesome.
I finally celebrated my birthday from like almost a month and a half ago on Animal Crossing yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm having some. I gotta say, I'm having some Animal Crossing guilt. I haven't been in a while, and I'm afraid to go because I'm afraid people have moved away. And if any of my favorites moved away, I'll cry, and then I'll be sad, and then I'll.
I was worried about the same thing. I was told that they cannot move away without asking first. That's what I was told.
Well, that's good.
What about all your flowers?
That's not so much of an issue anymore.
I just picked up the last day that I played happened to be the day before my birthday because I was gonna do like a birthday thing with everybody on Animal Crossing, but then life happened and I got pulled away, and so then I haven't actually played since then. So I knew exactly which day to go back to.
I see.
We see how it is.
Yeah, I totally cheated.
Well, because in the old Animal Crossing, if you were gone too long, people would move out. Like, you'd come home and there'd be, like, empty, boarded up
That's
houses.
what I was expecting, but yeah, no, it was all good.
Do they animate like a little cute tumbleweed that kind of rolls in front of your house?
No, but you get cockroaches in your house.
You get cockroaches, yeah.
And your hair is, like, real messy.
There should be a
Really?
Yeah.
There should be a tumbleweed.
There's weeds.
Yeah, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, like video game. It was very inspirational for our build. But there's actually like a location called like the Tumbleweed Inn or something, and you go in and it's like this dilapidated building. And if you go into the building, there's a bar, and there's literally a tumbleweed in the middle of the floor that when you open the door, it blows across the room. It's so stupid, but it made me laugh. I love when they add.
You're reminding me that like in a couple weeks when I used to drive to work, this would be the time of year where you'd have to watch out for tumbleweeds coming across the roads and stuff.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you hit them, they just explode into a billion pieces. They don't really hurt your car, but
we don't
pile up.
We don't have tumbleweeds here. What we have here is tumbleweave, which you will see lots of tumbleweaves, and that is when you're out on the city street and somebody's weave has come out, and there's always like a big. I don't know how it happened.
Yesterday.
We saw one yesterday. I don't know how it happens. Like they literally just end up, and then they roll around and they turn into a giant ball, and they get like leaves and stuff in them. So those are tumbleweaves. We see them.
Well, I always
often.
imagine some kind of like nighttime Fight Club or something. I don't know.
Is it kind of like Katamata Damacy where it just keeps growing and growing?
Yes, it is. And it picks up.
It like goes from Tribble to like this gigantic matted monster that's just.
And then there's like cows stuck in it.
Yeah.
I love Katamari. Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorites.
That's the one video game my husband loves.
Actually,
the tumbleweave Katamari theory. I like it. It just keeps growing and growing until it swallows the city.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, seriously, like, when we were living in San Francisco, we used to see them quite often.
Whoa, what is that?
Oh yeah, so that's your movable compass that you made, right? For the Talk Like a Pirate Day last week.
I did.
That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
Ooh, I love the Cinderella's coach wheel.
Yeah, I love that piece.
I do too. We have a bunch of those.
I think we got those at the same con. I got to figure out like what to do with all those.
Those were in my cool pieces.
Cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's really beautifully done.
Thank you.
Really fun.
Oh, I like those 2x2 corners.
And I had to scavenge a dot for one of the quilt bricks I made. I've got to put it back on.
Oh, the quilt bricks! I totally forgot. I got to make one of those. I keep forgetting.
She's Janine, I saw a post earlier. She's got like 170 pictures already.
Okay.
Wow.
I still intend to submit one. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
It's another BrickCon collab that's going on.
So the Women's Brick Initiative.
10 minutes after this show, I will redeem myself by replacing the piece I stole from my son's set.
That's very honorable of you.
Very nice.
The backflow came in. The backflow came in.
Oh, Tebow Bricks! You know what? That's so funny. I've been wanting to do a Katamari mock for a long time. We've talked about it a lot, and I was having trouble getting the prints to look the way I wanted it to, so I just kind of like gave up on that one.
Yeah, his head's hard.
His head's hard. Well, you need a custom sticker for it, but you could do it.
I'm wondering,
you custom for it.
That would be one of the most technically complex builds, is to build a bunch of really cool objects and somehow smash them and get them to position and snap into that ball.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you would build it like a globe, because there's...
Oh, see, I was going to be lazy. I was just going to make a globe with clips all over it and put actual minifigure things all over it.
Yeah, but I see like park bench. You can but like park benches or all those little micro builds that some folks are really good at, just object builds.
Yeah.
Just trying to work that in can get really tricky, but really cool.
I wonder if you could make a lull sphere with a bunch of clips on the
outside.
That's how you would do it. Yeah, that's what we meant by the globe. Yeah. So you just build a lull sphere.
Or a bunch of string. Just take those stud strings and just start wrapping things in it.
Yeah.
You'd have to be careful with scale because, depending on what you plan to attach to it, you could end up with,
whales and buildings.
Yeah. Then your ball's going to be like,
Yeah, I know.
Giant.
Those were my favorite levels on Katamari, are the ones where you get to start rolling up the whole world.
And then you get like rainbows, and you get like clouds and buildings, and
And I love that the Disneyland castle is actually in there.
Is it really?
Yeah. In one of the,
I'm only on level 9.
I mean, they call it something else. It's called, like Fantasy Castle or whatever. Of
course.
Right.
And I can't remember because, of course, there's a million of them by now. But in one of them, there was one where you could like roll around, and they have all of the, like the Leaning Tower and the Arc de Triomphe, and like you can pick up like all of the things. And of course, what does the U.S. have? Disneyland Castle.
Yeah, man. Now I want to go. Now I want to go play Katamari.
It is one of the more.
It
is one of the most surreal games I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
I just listened to the music. I never, I had to stop. I had to quit gaming when I was in my 20s. But
the music.
I just
amazing.
put the soundtrack on and.
Well, the soundtrack to the first one is great, and the soundtrack to the second one is even better. So apparently,
there's a second one.
Yeah. There's a bunch. There's like 5 or 6 different Katamari games, but the Katamari Damacy, whatever the second game, you'll have to look it up. But it was apparently like old school. They like pulled up a bunch of old school Japanese pop singers to do like these sort of like songs in the style of the way of like their music or whatever. I don't know, but it was really interesting and got some really, really fun music. But yeah, those are great games. And then the opening animation of the first game is like all you need to know. Yeah, We Heart Katamari, Patrick. Yes, that's the one.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go. It's crazy.
And Flynn's game trivia knowledge comes in handy.
Yes, exactly. Oh man, I know way too much stuff about games. I way too much. And the funny thing is, I've stored all that stuff away from when I used to work in games. Yeah. And I forget that I still have all of that knowledge. Like I was like texting with Holly the other day, and she was like naming gaming companies, and I was naming the games that they've made, and I couldn't believe I actually knew them. I was like, oh right, that's that, and that's that.
Yeah, he was giving me such a hard time because I like you, Moto, I haven't really been able to play games in 20 years, really, or not very often. I play like 2 games a year, and I don't pay much attention to game. Like I only know game companies if I have some personal connection, like if I know somebody that works there or something like that. So I know the game companies, but I can't connect them to the games. And he was giving me a really hard time about knowing all the games.
No, I was actually more just kind of showing off, honestly.
Oh, yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Well, to myself too, because I was like, oh, I can't believe I. Well, and I will say, and I swear we will sign off here in a minute. But the reason I was talking about that, and anybody who's into video games, I just saw the news this week that Xbox has purchased Bethesda, which is a huge gaming company.
Yes.
And they do Fallout series, they do the Elder Scrolls, aka Skyrim, they do the Elder Scrolls series, they do the Prey series. I mean, there's a bunch. Like this is like a company that puts out AAA games, high-end games all the time, consistently. And Xbox has just purchased them. And they have not committed to Fallout or Elder Scrolls, which are both games, by the way, both franchises, absolute console sellers, meaning there are people who will buy a console just because like Animal Crossing, people bought the Switch just because it has Animal Crossing on it.
I've been waiting for Elder Scrolls for years now.
Yeah, like, I mean, they've done, and, the funny thing is they did Skyrim on any possible electronic that you could pick up. You could play Skyrim on it. Like, you could pick up a calculator and play Skyrim on it at this point. They've ported it to like every possible thing that you could. It was kind of like Dragon's Lair. Do you remember the Dragon's Lair game? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The arcade
the animated
game
one
with all the
it was a Don Bluth animation. It was but they at a certain point they did the same thing. Like you could get Dragon's Lair on anything. Like anything that you could pick up had Dragon's Lair on it.
I played it on my microwave.
Exactly.
I was thinking my new washer and dryer. I think I can hook that up and.
I'm sure on download function.
Download function.
It won't be long, guys, before we are playing games on our appliances. That's like I can see it happening.
Yeah. All right. So, well, on that note, now that we've fallen down that rabbit hole, climb up that. Well, that's what Casual Sundays are about.
Casual Sunday.
I did say that anything could happen. We could talk about anything, and we did.
Everyone else is just here along for the ride. Hold on.
Exactly. And I just put my sig fig in front of the bookstore where I wish I was.
All right, that's my project today. I'll try and work on it.
Make your sig fig.
If anyone has any part suggestions, let me know.
Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us today. Tomorrow we are going to be showing the videos that people sent in for FabMax. We've got about, I think, 10 videos that we're gonna show, and and probably work more on the bookstore.
Build more on the bookstore.
That's probably
building a set.
I know, building a set. It's so nice.
It is. I gotta finish I'm working on the piano, and yeah, it is kind of nice to just like get in the Zen mode and follow the instructions and put the parts together and go, ooh, isn't that clever? Like, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and when we did actually do this the other day, and we were just sitting down and building, and I think we even mentioned it. I couldn't remember. I mean, I guess the Shimmer and Shine Sparkle Spa was the last thing that we really put together.
It was.
But it was just, it seemed like after the game show and like all the other things, it seemed like
I put it in a chat. It was 1 day short of a month, an exact month.
Wow, Whoa. Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. So I looked it up when you guys were talking about it.
Oh, very funny.
Just a mod thing to do. I was fact checking you.
The TrickyBricks Chat and Chat.
Yeah, the TrickyBricks Chat and Chat. Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us today, and thanks to Holly and Kara and Moto for coming in and just like
hanging out
in the breeze,
and everyone else too.
Not next week, right?
Oh yes, we will not be here next Sunday. Next Sunday we are taking off for the for BrickCon, which is next weekend. So if you have not, make sure and get your the public tickets are $5. You can go to brickcon.org and pick yourself one up so that you can go and see the FabMax layout, see all the other stuff, see the Women's Brick Initiative layout. You can see the Super Baby Justice League is doing a collaborative build, plus all the other builds that are going to be there to check out.
And there is the social, so if you are registered, there's a social hour on Saturday, not on Sunday, like we normally do, but on Saturday I'll be posting 1 hour just kind of get together, so it could be an awful lot like this. So if you guys want to totally hijack that feed, I'm okay with it.
But that's for the registered attendees, which is a $25 ticket.
That's correct.
Yes, and that's
a
good point.
Don't register just for that, please.
No.
Right. There are the two different types of tickets, so make sure you know which one that you're getting, and you know, I mean, if you're just gonna go and look and you want to see stuff, the $5 ticket will cover you. If you want to go and be involved in, you know, like rooms like this where people are talking or maybe doing demonstrations or whatever, then, or hearing people from, I know Tiago's speaking a couple of in a couple of places.
Jan's doing a Q&A right after that social hour.
We need to get Jan on here sometime.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I think that would be so cool. Jan's such a nice guy, and it would be.
He's from Lego, for those of you who don't know. He's
I don't know who that is.
Lego.
He is sort of like
is it Jan Bayer?
Yes. Jan Bayer, who's incredible. And Uncle Mike TV, how do you start your own lug? You can find out all about starting your own lug on and speaking of Jan, you can find all about starting a lug on the Lego Ambassador Network, or the LAN as people call that. If you look up the Lego Ambassador Network, I believe anybody can access it.
This is true.
You can check it out. And there are rules up there to tell you have to apply, but there are a lot of rules surrounding it. And, you know, as far as like an actual in-person lug, how many people, how many times you meet a month, how many times you've shown your work at different places, that kind of thing.
And, so to be clear, we're not officially a lug.
We are not official. Tricky Lug is not
officially
a lug.
There are rules for officially recognized lugs, but if you want to just start your lug, you just start it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just with a hashtag, that's all you need.
That's what Kara and Jesse from Lego Masters did.
Yeah, exactly.
You think I'm lying?
No,
it's true.
Well,
Tricky Lug suggests that all you need is a good hashtag.
Yeah. If you hashtag it, they will come.
Exactly. Well, thanks again, everybody, and we will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. And until then, please make sure that you stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask,
Get your flu shot.
Get your flu shot. Yeah. No, now we have to add another one on. Yes, get your flu shot. And we will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.